Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to be going over some things to keep an eye on over the next couple of weeks, some very big things that are going to be coming up. Also, I'm going to be going over some Bitcoin on-chain data and tying it all in together with mentioning some things that we've talked about in previous videos and also a recent Charles Hoskinson live stream that he did. Okay, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research and make your own decisions. So the first part here is what Janet Yellen came out and said the other day. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but if not, I'm going to cover it really quickly. So this is from Yahoo Finance. Yellen warns U.S. on track to default in October. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen issued another warning to lawmakers Wednesday: raise or suspend the debt ceiling as soon as possible. In a letter addressed to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Yellen said that according to the latest internal estimates, the Treasury could run out of money at some point in October. Once all available measures and cash on hand are fully exhausted, the United States of America would be unable to meet its obligations for the first time in our history, she wrote. Okay, so this is something to keep an eye on moving forward. They may just come out and just, pass it and suspend the debt ceiling or whatever they may be. But again, like we know the general trajectory of where things are going, right? We know that one particular system, one economy, right, is going down and another one's going to be coming up. Now, whether that happens over the next 30, 60 days, who knows? But this is something to keep an eye on over the next couple weeks. Now, another thing to keep an eye on, this will come out on Tuesday. The August CPI data is scheduled to be released September 14th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. So this will happen on Tuesday. So keep an eye on this, because if the numbers, are kind of, it's a little bit of a sticker shock, that could cause volatility in both markets or one market. And it's just something to keep an eye on this upcoming week. So two big things to keep an eye on, whatever happens with this, and then also the CPI data, which will come out this week. Now, the CPI data might come out and it might be better than expected. Who knows, right? I've just seen prices continue to go up, right? At the grocery store, at the gas station, everywhere. But, considering the way that they structure the CPI, who knows what this number is going to show, but this could be a potential trigger event for there to be some volatility in the markets. Moving on from that, this was from Jim Cramer the other day. I need you to expect some brutal days ahead. And then down here, Jim Cramer says September is unlikely to release its bearish grip on tech stocks. Okay, so just keep an eye on this. I'm not saying that it's going to happen something's going to happen one way or the other. It's just things to keep in mind. Something else to keep in mind is if you look over the last 30 days. Now, I gave a prediction a while back, right? So I might be biased here, but exactly 43 days ago, I gave a prediction. I said, I think over the next 60 days, we are going to start seeing a decrease in the stock market and an increase in the crypto market, because I think that we're on the precipice of the mainstreaming of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and we're at the end of the road of the old system. Now, whether or not this happens in the next 17 days, if it doesn't, I will come out and say, hey, I was wrong on this. I missed the timing, but this will happen. Okay, this will happen at some point in time, whether it's 4 months from now, whether it's next year. I don't think it's going to take another 12 months. I think that we will see, this, I'm not going to say it's going to go down to zero, but I think we're going to continue to see this go down. And again, it might not happen in the next 17 days, right? It might bounce back up and hit new all-time highs over the next, however long. That being said, I do believe we will see a decrease in the stock market, and we're going to see a push from a lot of people getting into cryptocurrency because FOMO is going to set in as cryptocurrency continues to rise. Now, can we see the markets continue to stay coupled together and crypto go down, stocks go down, everything go down? Entirely possible, okay? But I'm going to go over some information on the next slides, which make me think that that's not going to happen to the degree that a lot of people believe that it will. So this is the on-chain data from Willy Woo, and Will Clemente is also in here as well. Leverage markets sold off, but investor buying just got stronger. BTC crash flashes are caused by deleveraging, right? We went over this in numerous videos, but I went over this the other day when the market dumped. The COVID crash was similar in that the derivatives overreacted, but back when it was supported by investors, this one was completely divergent and a mystery. And he said cheap coins. Another piece of on-chain data, the volume of Bitcoin younger than 1 month has hit an all-time low of less than 7% of the circulating supply. So why is this relevant? The volume of coins older than 1 month is at an all-time high. That means he says the HODL is very real. Old coins are not being spent. The young coins are maturing. And this is a bullish indicator from the on-chain data. From Will Clemente, exchange balances are at a 3-year low. Another 21,654 Bitcoin pulled off exchanges in the last week. Meanwhile, Whales holdings have increased by roughly 44,000 Bitcoin in the last week. That's $2 billion worth. And he said, ignore the noise. Contrary to popular opinion, the latest price pullback was not from Whales selling. They've been in a significant buying region. Okay, so you see this right here, you see this last time, you see this the time before, and you see this however far back that was. All right. When in doubt, zoom out. Macro Bitcoin investor activity has shifted starting last year. The asset has gone from becoming increasingly speculative to now being increasingly hodled. All right. So the on-chain data supports Bitcoin being in a very bullish position. Okay. Whales are continuing to accumulate. Bitcoin is continuing to come off of exchanges, and we're at a 3-year low as far as the supply on exchanges. So that's the overall health of the crypto market and Bitcoin as a whole. And we've talked about this in previous videos, but think about the amount of leverage that was just wiped out of the market. That is a great thing for long-term holders, because now we don't have to worry about when the shoe is going to drop moving forward. Once another, tons of longs pile up, highly leveraged positions that are just going to cause a flash crash, because that just happened last week. Okay, so that's the condition and the state of the crypto market. One more thing here. Bitcoin is on the edge of a very large cost basis zone. Next major on-chain support is down at 40K. Given we are now below the 200 moving average, probabilities have increased that we fill the gap. Again, I think macro forces / uncertainty are the primary drivers here, a dip to buy. So he talked about the potential of going down to 40K and that was the next support level. So I mentioned in a previous video that I don't think that we're going to go below 40K. That's based off of the on-chain data, and that's based off of the amount, the market sentiment and the amount of institutional adoption that's happened in the last couple months. Now, could we? Entirely possible, right? Entirely possible. But I believe what we saw last week was the final shakeout before we're going to start going back up. Now, that may or may not happen. This is just my opinion, okay? Don't make any decisions based on what I say, because I'm not a financial advisor and I don't give financial advice, okay? So I'm just presenting you the information here, right? The main theme that I want to make here is that in 2 months or 43 days ago, right, I said, I think that we're going to start seeing a decrease in the stock market and in stocks. And I think we're going to start seeing an increase in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And we're going to see the beginning of the mainstreaming of cryptocurrency as the old system starts to fade out. Now, again, this may not happen right now, but it will happen at some point in the foreseeable future, whether it's 6 months from now, 8 months from now, whatever it may be. So this was the video where I gave that prediction. It was exactly 43 days ago, and that's why I'm giving an update on it right now to go over the status of everything, because I do believe that we're going to see the US dollar and the economy continue to just crater, and we're going to see blockchain and crypto continue to be mainstreamed and adopted by institutions, governments, banks, corporations, everyone. Last thing I want to go over is I highly recommend you go watch this video, because there are a lot of things that I went over in the previous video that were talking about just like how antiquated our systems are and how much of an upgrade blockchain technology is going to be. And and right after I put that video out, this just came out. This was from Jamie Tree. He reposts a lot of videos from Charles, from Michael Saylor, from Raoul Pal, a lot of different people, but I highly recommend you go watch this video. I will link it in the description section, because it sounds like Charles is trying to give a general warning of what is coming and how to prepare. And he goes over other things solely relating to Cardano in this video, but he also goes over the macro level, what's happening right now around the world and what to anticipate moving forward. So I highly recommend you go watch this video. I will link it in the description section. Regardless of whether or not you're a Cardano holder, a lot of what he talks about is just macro level changes that are happening around the world. And that's it. That's all I have for this video. I got through that pretty quick, and I just wanted to go over this. I will, do some type of an update on this over the next couple weeks, this exact scenario. And, if markets, I would prepare for anything, right? I mean, I don't care. The thing is that I don't care if the market dumps. It doesn't matter to me, okay? I have a lot of payouts coming over the next 45 days. So I would prefer the market be down a little bit so I can pick up cheaper crypto and Bitcoin, right? But, I just prepare for anything, I guess, is the best thing that I could say. And if something crazy happens over the next couple of weeks and both markets go down or both markets go up or there's a divergence or whatever it may be, I'm just prepared for anything. And the game plan never changes, right? Buy every single dip, dollar cost average, never panic, sell no matter what. Continue to learn as much as you possibly can, or me learn as much as I possibly can on the different investments, their value proposition, and where I project them going over the next 5 to 10 years. So that's all I have for this video. And I mean, hey, this is from Cramer, right? Not that I put a whole lot of stock into what Jim Cramer has to say. And this is old Janet Yellen. So just be prepared for anything. Who knows what's going to happen, right? If it dips, I'm going to be thrilled because I'm going to buy the dip and accumulate cheap crypto. If it continues to go up, I'm just going to sit back and build a cash position for whenever there is a correction. So that's all I have for this video. Thank you everyone who has liked, shared, and subscribed. Take care. I will see you in the next video.